Hi, my name is Emily Southern, and I'm going to be talking to you about the downside of self-driving cars. So, the idea of cars that can drive themselves has been what we see in our future since the first car was invented. And yeah, the idea of cars that can drive themselves is pretty cool. After doing some research and putting some thought into the topic, though, this may not be as beneficial to today's society as it appears. Now, think about all the movies and books we've seen with flying cars as a feature in them. Some big-time companies like Forbes actually think we might have a version of those flying cars hit the mainstream before we have fully safe self-driving cars go widespread on the ground. In this speech, we will go over some of the costs of the technology would introduce to society, the jobs and livelihoods driverless cars would impact, and the safety of the passengers riding a car that doesn't even have a steering wheel. And for the first point, well, no one said the future was going to be cheap. Many companies working on developing self-driving cars say that there isn't too much cost in upgrading a normal car to a fully autonomous one. What these numbers don't take into account is the widespread materials, time, and technology that must change around these cars as well. The high cost is going to be a big issue for a lot of everyday people to afford. Today, the world is currently going and working its way through a global pandemic. This pandemic has put a massive strain on economies across the world. It'll take these economies a very long time to fully recover, and not many people or companies will have the funds to go get a new or updated car. So, for a long time, a self-driving car will remain an expensive luxury item that most will not be able to afford, at least not for a long, long time. The cost to install the needed sensors, cameras, softwares, and more is about $5,000 to $10,000 per vehicle, as reported by companies like Tesla. And that is with the given that it's already a relatively modern and updated car to begin with. And with the economy in mind, adding an expensive self-driving car could put even more of a strain on many specific people's way of life. A lot of people think that self-driving cars will make everyone happy, make life a lot easier, and is overall just a really good idea to have. This idea is false. According to the Census Bureau occupational data, about 3% of all working Americans make a living as some sort of driver. 2.1% are truck drivers, 0.5% are bus drivers, and about 0.3% are taxi drivers. These numbers may seem really small, but these percentages come out to be about 4.6 million Americans who work as drivers and have their main primary source of income behind the wheel. With vehicles that can drive themselves, every single one of these drivers will be forced out of their primary source of income. Also, Uber has become one of the most popular ways that people with cars can supplement their income, and some Uber drivers use the app as their main or only source of income. This, too, would be gone. Lastly, we will shift to what the future could look like with no drivers at all. There is evidence reporting these driverless cars could possibly decrease the amount of vehicle accidents we see every day. However, self-driving cars are not the answer to stopping all the crashes on the road. We need to be wary of this technology because of the potential of system failures and glitches that could put many, many lives at risk. The three main companies working on self-driving cars is Tesla, Uber, and Google. Google has reported wanting to engineer the driverless cars so that there's no wheel or brake or anything like that needed in the car at all. With this type of design, there is also no chance for a human or any passenger to take control should the car have a system failure, a glitch, or a technical problem. What I mean is a self-driving car going 60 miles an hour glitches and runs into a wall or another car. The results of this could be devastating and even fatal to everyone involved. With no wheel or brake or any other kind of options for humans to take control of the car, the chances of improving a bad situation are really low. As we come to the end of this speech, let's go over some of the main points. First, we cover that the cost of these cars on everyday people could result in even more devastation to an already unstable economy. Next, the driverless cars could further strain people who rely on driving for their income. And lastly, if humans can't take control of the car whenever it glitches or has a system failure, then the safety of these machines could be compromised from the start. We all need to consider these downsides of the self-driving car before it blindsides us with the unforeseen outcomes. We are putting lives and livelihoods on the line with these machines, meaning we, as a society, need to fully think about the impacts this technology could have on us in now and in the future. Thank you.